The number of coronavirus cases in our state ticks higher. A ninth case has been reported in Montgomery County as more people get tested. Thanks for joining us at 7. I'm Nicole Baker.
And I'm Rick Ritter. There were a lot of new developments this afternoon, but we certainly have you covered. The University of Maryland and Loyola among the schools moving classes online.
Now, meantime, Towson University is flat out canceling classes for the rest of the week. Those decisions coming as more and more local school districts, including Howard County, are canceling out-of-state field trips and athletic events.
The efforts continue to ramp up for sure. WJZ investigator Mike Helgren kicks off our extensive team coverage tonight.
All of the confirmed positive coronavirus cases in Maryland are linked to travel, and most of them are linked to the same cruise along the Nile River.
We're not overreacting, and we're just trying to do what we think is necessary.
9 people in Maryland have now tested positive for the new coronavirus. The latest case, a woman in her 60s from Montgomery County who traveled on the same cruise in Egypt, where 5 others in our state became infected. More cases in Prince George's County include a couple in their 50s who went on another cruise internationally, and a woman in her 50s who traveled to Boston. All 3 of them are quarantined at home.
To understand all of the activities, all of the contacts that that person may have had during the time that they were infectious. And that's work that's underway right now with the state as well as local health departments.
12 Marylanders are among those waiting to get off the Grand Princess cruise ship in California. That process has been slow, with the 21 people who tested positive allowed to disembark first.
There's a silver lining at the end. We will all be home with our families soon enough. This is just our 2-week vacation is now going to be a 5-week vacation.
Also, the elderly are among the most vulnerable to the outbreak. The governor urged nursing homes across the state to take new precautions.
Effective immediately, nursing homes should restrict access to visitors.
Maryland's congressional delegation spoke in Washington about the importance of federal help in the response and making sure people are not penalized on the job if they're forced to quarantine for an extended period of time.
Will they get a paycheck? Will they be able to pay their mortgages? How they take care of their children? Their children can't go to school. How they pay for their medical bills if they don't have health insurance. So we are concerned about the vulnerable communities, and we will make that a priority. I can assure you of that.
Officials here in Prince George's County are going door to door to provide information about the coronavirus to the elderly and vulnerable populations. So far, 89 people in the state have tested negative for COVID-19. In Prince George's County, Mike Helgren, WJZ.
All right, Mike, thank you. Let's bring in Avajoy Burnett now. She's live in Towson.
Avajoy, we know you spoke to some students about the changes that school officials are making there amid all these concerns about the coronavirus.
Some of these students are packing up early and rolling out a little bit earlier ahead of spring break because Towson University, they decided to cancel classes a few days early. There's a mad dash at Towson University right now to pack up and leave.
It's kind of a struggle for me because I don't have a car here, so I have to get someone to come drive me back and help me move all my stuff. So it was brought on a little too late. I wish they would have told us a couple days ago.
As fears of the coronavirus mount, the university has taken the drastic step to cancel classes for the rest of the week, leading into spring break. University officials called it an unprecedented global public health issue.
This continues to be a fluid and rapidly evolving situation. The university may take alternative action as appropriate.
If the concerns of the virus persist after spring break, Towson University may have to move teaching to an online platform. Earlier in the day, the chancellor of the University System of Maryland, which includes 12 institutions, issued a statement saying he strongly urges every university to prepare for students to remain off campus for at least 2 weeks following the end of spring break. During those 2 weeks or longer, all USM universities should be prepared to deliver instruction remotely. End quote. As students rush to find a way home, they're wondering what will happen after the break.
I'm more of a hands-on guy, so I feel like the online stuff, it's going to be kind of difficult because I like to listen to the teacher.
Now, this story, it is rapidly developing. Salisbury University and the Eastern Shore, they're canceling classes on Thursday and Friday. UMBC in Baltimore County, they're doing the same thing. Loyola, they announced that they will not have face-to-face classes until April 1st. To check out for individual universities here in the state of Maryland, you just have to go to their websites because things are changing rather rapidly. Live tonight at Towson University, Avajoy Burnett for WJZ.
All right, Evajoy, thank you. Now, it's not just colleges and universities making changes to how they do things, all in an effort to prevent the virus from spreading.
Paul Gessler continues our team coverage tonight with the precautions local school districts are now taking as well.
Anne Arundel County School Superintendent announced Monday all the district's travel outside the state and D.C. is canceled.
It had been our, and still remains our, goal to operate our school system as normal as possible.
The situation, they say, is changing rapidly, as is the uncertainty among parents.
Certainly, the anxiety is rising, right?
Baltimore County Schools Monday joined City Schools' announcement from last week about their field trip cancellation policy. Until further notice, field trips outside of Maryland or Washington, D.C. are canceled.
Howard County Tuesday went one step further, canceling trips to D.C. as well. Even Howard County's in-state trips, they say, are being reassessed.
As a precaution, we have canceled all school system-sponsored international travel until further notice.
Prince George's County Schools Tuesday morning announced the district is monitoring in-state travel. Harford County has not announced any cancellations, but they're asking schools not to schedule any new trips.
Ultimately, student health and safety, the #1 issue. Everything else falls far second to that.
Back in Anne Arundel County, they're talking about how they would handle online instructions and meals should schools need to be closed.
You can't deliver the exact same thing online that you can in a classroom.
Late Tuesday afternoon, Frederick County announced they're canceling overnight travel until further notice. Meanwhile, concerts and music festivals have been affected as well. Pearl Jam yesterday announced its tour is postponed, including a show that was scheduled to be later this month here at Royal Farms Arena. For now, reporting downtown, I'm Paul Gessler for WJZ.
Paul, thank you. Hospitals across the state are also making some changes to how they do things. So starting tomorrow morning, the University of Maryland Medical System is changing its visitor policy at all 13 of its hospitals and other healthcare facilities as well. Now, here are some of those policy changes. Take a look. All visitors must check in. Only one adult visitor per patient. Visitors may be screened and are not permitted in the hospital if symptoms are present. Anyone who has traveled internationally cannot visit for 14 days after they've been returned home. Now, LifeBridge Health is doing something a little similar. They're setting up some tents outside of emergency rooms there. Hopefully, they won't be needed, but all those tests will allow teams to respond quickly if the outbreak becomes more widespread. You will want to stay with WJZ both on air and online as we continue to track the new developments each day in this coronavirus outbreak here and across the country.